is Antonio Malo. I work with Wimpy Homes in the architectural and urban design section. Wimpy Homes is the main funder for this very exciting experience, and that's the reason why I'm here. Basically to learn from what the children could teach us. Certainly the children are very conscious of all the ecological issues now, and they want to see any new developments around where they live growing according to what they have started to believe. It's a very real model. That one of the things that probably is happening is that in real life we haven't taken into consideration real issues. And maybe this will force quite a lot of people, I mean the ordinary people as well as the specialized the professionals and the consultants, in thinking in these matters more seriously than probably we have been thinking in the past.
I'm manager of Friends of Craigmillar, and we're responsible for commissioning the EcoCity project. I think it's brilliant actually. I came up on Monday and it was just completely white boards, and today it's really coming to life. I think one of the most impressive things is when we go out to businesses and the wider community is impressions of young people in Craigmillar about being limited in terms of behaviour as well as skill level. And I think it's very clear that that is an image and a viewpoint that isn't reality, and it's great, and I'm looking forward to Friday to seeing it all come together. What I hope comes out of this is that the young people actually feel a sense of identity with their own community and see themselves as having a role to play in the future of their own community.
It's called Castle Vale because the things that were on it first were mainly the castle and Castlebrae and that. And it's a vale because it's like a valley. It's villages and a city. It's a city all built together with villages inside it. We've separated the villages by using water. We've built loads of bridges to go across it. About 4,000 people can live in this whole entire board. We've got businesses, we've got pensioner houses, fields, vegetable farms. Well, we've got everything. We've got primary schools, community areas, houses, police stations, fire stations. We've got EcoCity College. We've got leisure centres. Here we've got crops and strawberries and carrots and other vegetables grown here. About 5 or 6 wind farms and loads of solar panels because it's an eco-city. There's less pollution. We don't have lots of roads because if there was more roads there would be more cars and there would be more accidents. There's enough cars in Edinburgh as it is. Didn't want any more. We'd have good, cheap public transport. You can travel anywhere on this board on a tram.
Yeah, it's Glen Craig of Glen Craig Architects, and we're part of a consulting group hired by the region to look at the South East Wedge, to lay down basically an interim framework for development for the entire area between Craigmillar and the bypass. It's pleasing to see that some of the things that the kids have done are some of the things that the professional team have done, and they haven't seen, one hasn't seen the other. They have linked in with the existing settlements in exactly the same position that we've suggested would be a good place. They've got a lot of water features in it, which I think we haven't done, and I think that's to be recommended. And it emphasises this care for the environment. I think they've spent a lot more time on the environmental issues than we probably have, but that needs to be taken to the next stage, and hopefully some of the ideas that have come out of this will go back into the pot for the professionals to think about at the next stage. If we get it wrong at this stage, it's this generation that are working behind us here that are going to suffer as a consequence. So I think it's hugely important that the kids take ownership of the ideas, and that the professionals and the adults within the communities and everybody within the city of Edinburgh and Mid-Lothian and East Lothian get their kids involved in projects like this and get them thinking about their future and goal setting this kind of way. It's just wonderful. And if these kids come away and think that they can influence the future and influence the environment and take ownership of it, you know, there's no way you can actually put a date on to say how important is that going to be in the next generation. I think it's huge, huge potential for existing settlements in all sorts of ways, but getting the kids involved is absolutely critical.
Well, I think it's really opened the adults' eyes to children's potential. I think people have been surprised that we've put so many resources and adults' time into working with children. I think that the children are more aware of what's happening in the local community, they're more aware of environmental issues. They've learned to communicate and play and work with children from other schools in the area. And I think that the project has highlighted the work that's about to be carried out in the South East Wedge. Often these things are done by planners and developers without any real consultation with people who live in communities. And I think that the work and the press interest will increase people's knowledge about what's actually going to happen in Craigmillar and the adjacent greenfield sites. I would say that if we want children to grow up to be confident, participating adults in our society, then we have to begin to give them a level of responsibility now. And these children have proved that they are able to participate in a project that's fairly complex, but which also gives them a stake in their own communities. And I think they've demonstrated that they have serious views and issues and that they should be taken seriously. And that if we want children to look after and feel involved in their community, then this is a way to do it that's very successful.
I think adults should come here and listen to the kids to see what we want. I think it would be better for us in the future. It's children's ideas, and children have got the right to speak as well as adults. Because adults have always got the right, and children are just like people who play about in that, and we want to like make everybody hear what we've got to say about stuff, and our ideas will work better.
I think adults should listen to our ideas because they could die in a couple of years and we've got a whole life in front of us. So we should get to pick because we'd be living there longer.
Adults can't be bothered listening to children. Hear that?